Okay, so this is a really short little practice. It's called the soul release. Um, and if you are somebody that is struggling with accepting a loss and finding it kind of hard to heal from, this is a practice I totally invite you to participate along with me while we do it. It's really easy. All you need is something that represents the person or a thing. If you're doing it on a pet or something, you just need something that represents that person or thing to you. It doesn't need to make sense to anybody else. It's just whatever you want to use to represent them. This is all about intention, so it doesn't matter what you use. You can use a photograph, you can use like a trinket of some sort, you could even just write the name on a piece of paper if you want. You just want it to be able to fit into the palm of your hand. That's about the only guidelines to it, really. So what we're going to do, well, I'll let you go ahead and, go find your what object that you're going to be using. You can always pause this video and then just start it again when you have your object, and then we'll continue. So what I'm going to use is I have this little vial here that contains my sister's ashes, and that is the soul that I want to release today. That is probably a loss that I struggled the most with. One of them, anyway. And I've actually done this practice now a few different times on different losses that I've experienced, and it's really kind of brought me some peace of mind every time. This will actually be like the third time that I've done it with my sister because, well, it was a really hard loss, but it also, I really enjoy the feeling that I get after doing it. It really makes me feel good. There's a lot of things that I, wish I could have said to her, or that we could have done, or whatever, things that I didn't say because, we never know when these kind of things are going to happen, right? So a lot of times we miss out on opportunities to say things, and then we harbor those, and we feel bad about it. We feel guilt because we didn't say those things. We feel like we didn't do as much as what we should have while they were here, and that's a huge part of why it's hard to heal from a loss and let go. We often just kind of hold on to that guilt of things that we could have, should have, would have done, and in reality we have no control over that, and we do the best that we can at the present moment. So unfortunately, though, we sometimes harbor onto regrets in the past, and it doesn't do anything. We have to learn how to let it go and accept the unknown and accept what we can't change, and those unanswered questions, we need to just accept them. So this is just a little practice that can kind of help with that. So once you have your little trinket here, or photo, or whatever it is that you're using, you're just going to place it in your hand, and you're going to cup your hands together like this. Super easy. And then what you're going to do is you're going to close your eyes. As we close our eyes, I'm going to be playing in the background a mantra that is, it's called Om Shanti, and it is for it's a peaceful mantra for departed souls and those that are left behind. It's an absolutely beautiful mantra. I love it. I like to just listen to it for no reason, just for whatever reason sometimes, because I just really, really love it. So its intention is specifically just to show gratitude and appreciation to, those departed souls, and express to them that, we appreciate them, we appreciated their presence in our lives and whatnot. So as we're holding this, our object here. I'm going to scoot back a little so you can see what I'm doing. So as we're holding that in our hands, we're going to close our eyes while the mantra is going on, and then we're just going to sit there and we're going to think about, expressing our gratitude to the one that we love. We can, give them thanks for their presence in our lives. We can express how blessed we are that they were there. Absolutely anything at all that you want to express to this person that you wish you could have said, that you wish you could have released, that you wish they would know. We're going to do that. We're going to speak to them from heart to heart and mind to mind. You don't have to talk out loud. You can if you want to, but you don't have to. But we're just going to sit there and we're going to really set the intention and really focus on what messages it is that we want them to know as we're holding that object. And as you're doing that, I really want you to focus on the energy that you're feeling. And remember that the energy that you're putting out there, the energy that you're feeling, is traveling through you and it's traveling into your object. So you don't want to send them negative feelings, right? You don't want to be sending them messages like, I wish this could have been me. You didn't deserve this. This isn't fair. Those are all negative statements, and we don't want to send those into our loved ones because then they hold our guilt, and that's not fair to them. So this whole idea here is to not only just lift the weight from our own shoulders, but to also send out gratitude and thanks to our loved ones. So instead of thinking things negative like that, instead you want to be thinking of the positives. You want to be thanking them for their presence in your life. You want to be, visualizing them happy, imagining the happiness that they brought into your life. You want it to be good messages. You want it to be good energy that you're sending to them. Okay, so keep that in mind. It's very important. And as you're doing that, as you're sitting there with your eyes closed, listening to the mantra, and just sending those messages, really feel that energy that's traveling through you and traveling through your hands and into that object, because you're setting that intention, and you're sharing that energy with your loved ones. So really make sure it's positive. So I'm going to go ahead and play that mantra and we'll get started. So just go ahead and close your eyes and just start sending them those messages. And remember to keep them positive. Okay, and you can send those messages for as long as you want, but like I said, this is just kind of a quick preview type of thing. So now, once you've sent those messages, as you're continuing to hold whatever it is in your hand, I want you to close your eyes, and then I want you to repeat these words. Okay. I choose to set your soul free and release the weight of sadness from within. I choose to set your soul free and release this weight of sadness from within. I choose to set your soul free and release this weight of sadness from within. And you're just going to repeat that as many times as you want, and as many times as you feel you need to, until, you kind of can start to accept that you need to let them go. They're not here to create your life. You're here to create your life. They were here to create theirs, and they fulfilled theirs. So it's time to just let them go, but we by nature tend to be a little bit greedy, and we want we want people or our pets or whatever to stay here until we give them the okay to go, and that's just not how it works. So like I said, this is just a really quick practice. If you are somebody that kind of has a hard time letting go with things like this when it pertains to losses, then I actually really, really encourage you to attend my Grace and Grief ceremony that's taking place this summer. It'll be taking place on June 25th, 2022. And it's just, it incorporates a few different practices. One of them is similar to the one that we just did, but it's a little bit different. It's a little bit more in depth. And there's a few others there too. And it's just, the ceremony is specifically designed to allow us to kind of release the weight of the grief that's associated with loss in a kind of a group support setting. And it'll be doing that by the use of like spiritual activities and practices. It is open to all religious or spiritual views. So it is not intended for just people that are spiritual as opposed to religious, or people that are religious as opposed to spiritual, or any specific religion or spirituality at all. It is completely adaptable and open to all of them. I kind of made it specifically that way so that it could be incorporated by anybody and be comfortable for any religious or spirituality to be able to participate. And it will be open to the public, and it'll take place and Soulscapes is going to be outside, not in here because it's too small in here. But it'll take place outside of Soulscapes in Montello, Wisconsin. So hopefully, if you think you could possibly use some healing, I hope to see you there. And we'll talk soon.